we have the skill-based mixed practice themed on Among Us, the video game. Our learning targets are to define and classify verbals, verb moods, active-passive voice, and figurative language, and to also demonstrate an understanding of MLA quote formatting. Let's take a look at Section 1, Verbals. I embedded the notes for verbals right here for us, so we don't have to use any external sources. Verbals were words that were verbs, but are now functioning as another part of speech. We have 3 types of verbals. First one is a gerund. Gerunds were verbs. They're now functioning as nouns. No one is doing the action. We're talking about it. Gerunds always end in ing. Participles. They were verbs. They're now functioning as adjectives or descriptive words. Common endings for participles, ing, ed, and en. When you use a verb to describe a noun, it is a participle. And the last one is an infinitive. An infinitive is to plus a verb. So Section 1, we're going to identify the type of verbal. What I would like you to please do is try this entire practice on your own first, and then come back to this video, watch the video when you're done, and check your answers against this answer video. If you get it right, put a star. If you got it wrong, put an X, and then revise your answer so that I can see how you did. Number 1, playing the game Among Us has become very popular. Playing. No one's playing the game right now. We're talking about the action, and it ends in ing. So when we're talking about the action, it is a gerund. Number 2, instead of sleeping, many teens are up all night because of this game. Sleeping. No one's sleeping right now. We're talking about the action. It ends in ing. This is a gerund. Next up, this challenging game is described as an online, multiplayer, sci-fi, murder mystery game. Here we have challenging. It's describing the game. Which game? The challenging game. Since this is functioning as an adjective, it's describing something, this one is a participle. Number 4, created by Inner Sloth, this game is great to play with all of your friends. We have 2. The first one, created, ends in ed. Created by Inner Sloth is describing the game, so this is a participle. It was a verb, it's now functioning as an adjective. The second one here is to play, to plus our verb, and that's going to be an infinitive. Number 5, the game, released on June 15th, 2018, has gained in popularity this year. Released on June 15th is describing the game. Which game? The one released on June 15th. Since it's describing something, this is a participle. Number 6, enjoying this game on any of its 3 locations is what you have in store. Enjoying. Ends in ing. We're talking about the action here. This is a gerund. Number 7, to go to a spaceship above Earth base or planet base is exciting no matter what. To go, to plus a verb. This is an infinitive. Number 8, each place contains 3 sabotaging imposters that live to get rid of the rest of the crew. Here, sabotaging, you can sabotage something. Here, it's describing the imposters. So since it's functioning as an adjective, this one is a participle. We also have to get, to plus a verb, infinitive. Number 9, the crewmates have to complete their chosen tasks. To complete, to plus a verb is an infinitive. And we also have chosen. You can choose something, that's a verb. Here's describing the task. Which task? The chosen task. Since it's describing something, this is a participle. And number 10, the crewmates also have to have emergency meetings if they witness a conniving imposter doing something bad. To have, to plus a verb, this is an infinitive. We also have conniving imposter. It's describing something. This is a participle. All right, again, please try this on your own first and then come to this answer video to check your work against the answer key. Verb moods. We have 5 categories. Each sentence can be sorted into one of 5 categories based on the emotion expressed. We have indicative, which is a statement. We have imperative, which is a command or request. We have interrogative, which is a question. Conditional is something could or might happen, but depends on something else. And then subjunctive is hypothetical, an imaginary situation, a wish, or a desire. So now we're going to classify the verb moods. Number 11, Among Us first only had the setting of a spaceship. This is a statement, a factual statement. This is indicative. Number 12, do you like playing Among Us? Question mark. This one is interrogative. 13, if I were to play Among Us, I would be way cooler. If this happens, then this happens. It's dependent on a special condition. So this one is conditional. I wish Among Us was a class at school. Wish. This is subjunctive. I could win as an imposter for sure. I could do this if I played. This is conditional. 16. Imposters sabotage the crewmates. This is a statement. It is indicative. Don't play during class. This here is a command. This is the imperative. If you want to win at Among Us, you can get some street cred for your friends. If this happens, then this happens. This is conditional. 19. Please don't ruin the game. This is a request. This is imperative. And the last one, 20. If a player dies, they become a ghost. If this, then this. So that is conditional. Active and passive voice. That's the next section. Active voice is the subject is doing the action. Passive is the subject is receiving the action. Passive voice always has helping verbs with the main verb. Here we go. 21. I want to play Among Us all the time. I is the subject. The verb is want. I'm doing the wanting. This is active. 22. Defeating the imposters is wanted by the crewmates. We have the doer at the end of the sentence. We have a helping verb. We have a main verb. The imposters are receiving. Defeating the imposters is what's wanted. Receiving the action. This is passive. The spaceship is inhabited by crewmates and imposters of all different colors. The doer is at the end of the sentence here. We have a helping verb, a main verb, the subject's receiving the action. This is passive. This game is played by people of all ages. Again, the doer is back here. We have helping verb, main verb. The game is receiving the action of being played, passive. 25. Mostly teenagers play this game obsessively. Teenagers is our subject, play is the verb. The teenagers are doing the playing. There's one verb, active. 26. People love to win this game. People is our subject, love is our verb. There's only one verb. The people are doing the action, active. Losing is hated by everyone who has ever played. Our doer is back here. We have a helping verb, main verb. Losing isn't hating anything, it's being hated, receiving the action. This one is passive voice. 28. This game is played by many players at once. Again, doer is after the verb. We have a helping verb. We have a main verb. The subject's receiving the action. Passive. 29. Most people play as crewmates. One verb. The people are the subject doing the playing. This is active. 30, sabotage is done by the imposters. The doer is after the verb. We have a helping verb. We have a main verb. Receiving the action, passive. All right, next up, figurative language. Feel free to use this Quizlet as a resource to help you be successful. It has a list of all of the figurative language we've learned this year, as well as their definitions. 31. Imposters must be as sly as foxes to win their game. Comparison with like or as is called a simile. Again, please try this on your own first and then come back and check your work against the answer video. The spaceship is the crown jewel of the game. It is where everything is usually set. Comparison with two things using is. That is a metaphor. Crewmates, carry out, crazy, cooperative, covert, mission. So we have the repetition of the same letter. This here is alliteration. Do you feel Among Us crawling into your brain? Well, you should be paying attention in school. We're giving a game a human-like quality. This is personification. I can feel my brain saying, I want to play Among Us. I want to be an imposter. I want to win. We have the repetition of the same word or phrase at the beginning of successive clauses here. This is an anaphora. All right, it's the last section, so this will be different for everyone. You are crafting MLA quotations. Right here, there's a link to a YouTube video that will take you through everything you need, but we need a lead-in. We need a comma at the end of that. We need the author's words in quotation marks. We're going to kick out that inside punctuation, and then we're going to end with our citation, which is the author's last name and page number in parentheses. So here's the text that you're using right here. You're using this. You're not using any link. You're reading this. This is our author. This is our page number for the citation at the end. So you're going to use your own words to explain what you know about the game. You're going to pull a quote in MLA that backs that up, and then you're going to explain why you chose that quote. So that's the last section there. So once again, to create your citation, Wikipedia is your author's last name, and then your page numbers here. That goes in parentheses. And then make sure you have your lead in. A quote from the text is, comma, quotation mark, and at the end you kick out that punctuation and quotation mark.